Hey, welcome to the Beyond the Film podcast. I'm your host, Tyler.
I am Justin.
I'm Ryan.
And we are talking today about a lore-focused sequel to a film that made a much more money than it probably should have. We, of course, are talking about Five Nights at Freddy's 2, a film that, despite our general level of agreement on a lot of these films, I think we're really going to get into a debate on this one tonight. I don't know how you guys feel.
I just feel like you weren't prepared for the movie. You didn't watch the lore.
Dude,
I had told you to watch the lore videos beforehand. I just don't know what to say.
Okay, well, I guess we're jumping into it right away because I have to defend myself. Ryan, when it comes to a movie, hell, when it comes to a game even, you should not have to do incredible amounts of research to get a basic level of enjoyment out of the movie. The first movie, plays around with the lore a little bit, is kind of like a nice, wading pool stepping stone into the lore, where, my problem, which, okay, spoiler alert, I hate this movie. I think it's terrible. Ryan is going to defend it till the ends of the earth, and he's going to basically sum up his whole critique. Here, hold on. I'm Ryan. This is my critique. You just don't understand, bro. You didn't watch an 8-hour video on YouTube about how Five Nights at Freddy's is, secretly this, massive, incredible lore for a point-and-click freaking... I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
8 hours is selling it short. It's probably 13 hours.
Once again, just like the first movie, this is a film that was made for fans. I will give it that. But you have to understand that fans are simply not going to make your movie money. This is a business venture. And if you are going to bring people in and actually get new people excited for this franchise, this is not the way to do it. The movie, okay, back to the second film. The film basically does nothing for an hour and 15 minutes. And then the last 30 minutes of the movie are just jam-packed of lore and references. It literally made my head spin. I felt like I got spring-trapped into one of the heads and it just started spewing around while I vomit pea soup.
Springtrap, you said
it. Once again, I'm familiar-ish with the lore. I have a very rudimentary understanding of this, and I still think it's bad. The movie sacrifices all elements of character building and world development to give fans a bunch of, haha, look at that reference there. And it's bad. It doesn't make for a good movie.
May I start?
Sorry, go ahead.
I just want to start by saying 8 hours, you are right, Justin. 8 hours is pretty short. That is the short run through of the lore. That's the beginning into starting to decide. I actually saw a full video the other day that said the full lore of Five Nights at Freddy's, and it was 25 hours long. So you just need to put in a little effort, and if you're not going to care about your movies that we see, then I understand that totally. I do also want to say that you said a movie based around this will not make money. Right now, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 worldwide is sitting at about $184 million.
I never said it wasn't funny.
You just said that a movie that isn't for everyone, a movie just for the lore and stuff like that.
I'm not denying that it's not making money. I'm denying that the people who go in without knowing the lore are not going to leave satisfied. They still gave them their money. They get the money. Congratulations. It's like Transformers, right? Everyone goes in hoping to see an awesome movie. They leave because they suck, and guess what? They still lost their money. Box office numbers doesn't equate to good movie. It never has.
All joking aside, because I mean, you know me, I've joked with you forever about that. This is just another thing I've been joking with. Truly, I do think it was a well-made movie. I think it was stronger than the first one. I didn't care for the first one as much. I'll even say that my wife has never watched a 5 Minutes at Freddy's lore video, and she actually enjoyed it still. So I don't think it was a bad movie by any means. I'm curious to know exactly what you didn't like about the movie, because I thought it had a cohesive plot. I thought it had everything to it. I think it was more horror than the first one also. I'm curious as to what your beef with the movie is.
Do you want me to keep going, or I think we should let Justin jump in first before I go into my specific gripes with the movie, unless.
Well, I have a quick question. Has Justin seen this movie?
I haven't even seen it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, Justin. So you weren't there. That's right.
Yeah, Justin's along for the ride today.
Okay. Okay. My bad. I forgot that Justin didn't see that movie with us. We saw it with a big group. We saw it with one of our buddies who lives up north, and we don't see him as often. And I just completely forgot that Justin wasn't there.
Yep, wasn't there.
I remembered. I'm sorry, Justin. You're not forgettable. I remember when you're not there.
Okay.
That main character energy is sure going out the window here.
Okay. So back to my issue specifically with this film. So I will give you that I think this is a scarier movie than the first one, but not by much. And mainly because this film is not scary at all. And frankly, that's kind of its point. If anything, these films are kind of like the Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark type gateway horror for younger kids to early teenagers to kind of like take that slow step into possibly liking real horror movies in the future. So, hard time calling it a horror movie. The horror elements themselves are almost entirely reliant on jump scares, which there aren't a whole lot in this movie to begin with. I will say that probably the most impressive horror part of this movie was and Ryan, is it the marionette doll?
Yeah.
So the marionette doll basically possesses a human in this movie, and that mismatch of the marionette with the human is legitimately creepy. Like, I actually thought that was fairly good.
I think that was a little much for the 6-year-olds that we saw in the theater walking in.
Oh, yes. Yeah, first off, like, the demographic of the people who are in this movie is kind of out of control. I mean, there was everyone from, people our age to really, really young kids to grandmas even. Like, it was, I guess it's got some broad appeal to some degree, even though the grandma was probably there taking her grandchild to the movie. But
you don't know what she watches on YouTube?
What?
I said, you don't know what she watches on YouTube during the day.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, who knows? Maybe she's that streaming grandma that like just plays Warzone all day. Anyways, so here's where the first movie is not incredible when it comes to character development, right? Like it basically relies solely on like, hey, there's Josh Hutcherson, or hey, there's Matthew Lillard, rather than like, hey, it's William Afton, or hey, it's whatever Josh Hutcherson's character's name is. But I'm willing to forgive that because, like, hey, if a second movie comes out, you can build on it. Like, the first movie was at least a decent first step into this when you had no clue if it was even going to be a success. So when this movie comes out and there's virtually no development for any of the existing characters, it's incredibly frustrating. It's like I'm just watching a movie kind of like meander its way to its eventual conclusion, and all I really get in exchange for that gigantic amount of meandering is no real depth on any of the characters. Like, they are basically the same exact people, the same exact archetypes as they were in the first movie. And once again, all I get as the payoff is just a massive nostalgic lore fest for fans, which is fine for fans. If you're a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's and you haven't seen it, I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, I mean, for someone who is not a huge fan of the franchise or is that deeply invested in the lore, I don't think you're getting a lot out of this movie.
So the one thing, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from. I want to say that it's not a perfect movie. As much as I like to rile you up about it, it's not. I think Josh Hutcherson is an awful actor. I think he's awful, to be honest. I think he's easily the worst part of this movie. Like, ever, I can't take a single thing he says. Honestly, like, not a single thing can be taken seriously. He has over emotion when he acts. He says the stupidest things. He's upset about the stupidest things. I'm sure he read that script and said, I'm not really sure how I should do this. So he keeps like emotionally changing through the film. I thought he was awful in it. Yes, the lore is kind of hard to follow, but I truly think that if you're living too much in realism, you have to, like you said, it's like a Goosebumps type thing. So like you have to let it be wacky and crazy and weird and not totally make sense to you, and you just kind of have to be okay with that. And I know you love Goosebumps, so I know you're capable of doing that.
But Goosebumps knows what it is. It knows what it's trying to be. Like, Five Nights at Freddy's is trying to be a legitimate horror franchise, when in reality it's probably better suited for a cheap Canadian television series on like Netflix or something.
I'll be 100% honest. I think that Five Nights at Freddy's is Jason Blum trying to make some money, to be honest. I don't think it's ever trying to take itself seriously. I think it tries to take itself about as seriously as Megan, Meathregan, whatever takes it. Blumhouse itself, while they make like solid movies sometimes, a lot of their movies can't be taken seriously.
So then why doesn't this frustrate you? Why does it seem, why you're acknowledging that they're very much just kind of releasing a cash grab because people will come to see Freddy Fazbear, right? So
let me start this preference by, like, I say there's lore videos. There's a lot of lore videos. Not a single lore video has ever been written by the creator of the game, Scott Cawthorn. I don't know. He's never written any lore for the game. It's all been written by YouTubers, and that's why in my review I say, like, I specifically like the game theory videos. I'd say that Matt Pat from Game Theory wrote the story of those games, and Scott Cawthorn saw those videos and went, yep, that's what the game's about. And he continued to make games to fit the criteria of what the YouTubers were saying. The YouTubers wrote the story. He just made these games that were point and click and hide from animatronic monsters.
So right back at you from last video. What's your point? Like,
what do you mean, what's my point? They took the story that was written by the YouTubers and they're trying to piece it together.
Yeah, but like, what does that have to do with this film just being a cash grab? Like, are you acknowledging that I am correct in that this film is just a gigantic cash grab?
I'd never agree with you. And in fact, for a moment, because I can sense that I'm losing this argument here, I want to talk to our new viewers, our younger viewers that maybe know Mr. Wanke personally. And I'll talk to you. Be honest, Mr. Wanke is just straight gooning poggers, right? Like, let him know in class. Let him know. You just lost the fight. Let me tell you, Tyler.
I don't know if he did or not. I didn't hear many points coming off of the winning side of.
Look, don't get me wrong. My kids are great. I'm glad they're finding some sick level enjoyment out of seeing Mr. Wanke on a podcast. But I don't think you're necessarily winning an argument by asking 15 and 16-year-olds to come back you up.
That is the demographic for this film. This movie was not made for a 32-year-old man to go see on a triple date. This movie was made for these high school kids and these younger kids. This was not, you know what I mean? Like, we are not the demographic. I mean, I am, because, you know, I'm cool and hip and whatever, and I watch YouTube a lot, but like, this movie was not made for people like you that criticize movies. Like,
but that's not an excuse for it to be bad.
But it made money!
Do I really have to explain again why being bad and making money are not mutually exclusive?
Transformers.
Yes, there are tons of movies, Ryan, that make a crap ton of money and are terrible.
So go ahead, name a couple off the top of your head.
Transformers.
Yeah, but
Avatar.
The first two Transformers movies, maybe two, were actually really good.
The second was garbage. It has racist robots, and it was written by Michael Bay because they couldn't use the writers at the time.
Okay, well, I was like 10 and Shia LaBeouf was in it, so...
Well, maybe you shouldn't say the first two are great if you didn't.
I liked it as a kid.
I'm sure everybody did.
I mean, the highest grossing film of all time when adjusted for inflation is Gone with the Wind, and that movie's just a gigantic amount of historical revisionism. Like, it's garbage. I mean, Frozen made a crap ton of money. I don't think that movie's very good.
Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch made like $1 billion. I mean,
but Lilo and Stitch made like $1 billion because people went to see because they loved the original. That's not fair to say. Just like people are going to Five Nights at Freddy's because they like the game.
You said, name you movies that were bad movies that made a lot of money. We didn't specify why they made a bunch of money. Lilo and Stitch is a horrible movie.
It is a horrible movie.
Transformers made the money because it's a recognizable IP.
Same with Five Nights at Freddy's.
Put it this way, Ryan. They made Transformers without the recognizable IP. It was called Pacific Rim, and it didn't make as much money as the first couple Transformers, even though it's a significantly better film.
I actually believe it made enough money to do a spin-off and a cartoon.
Pacific Rim?
Yeah.
Wasn't Pacific Rim a bomb?
They did a sequel, but I don't know how much it made.
Okay, $190 million made $411 million. It's not like
if you count the Netflix anime, my dude.
Okay, well, okay. What? Once again, my point is stuff that tends to not be heavily reliant on IP material tends to be maybe a little bit better in my eyes, and that's fine. I mean, Transformers isn't without its fans. It made the money, but once again, we're losing the point here. You're deflecting.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Because it's more fun for me to make you mad about this movie than it is for me to say it's a good movie. Do I hate the movie? I'll be fully honest with you now that we're on the podcast. Do I hate the movie? No, I do not hate the movie. Do I think it was a fun movie to watch? Yes. Do I think it's better than the first one? Yes. Do I think it's going to make it in my top 10 movies of the year? No, absolutely not.
Okay, so very clearly you don't love the movie as much as you like to goad me onto. That's fine. My problem is you thinking it's better than the first one, and I don't see it, man. Like the movie's full of bizarre plot contrivances. Like, you know, everyone's like Josh Hutcherson's like amazed at that this magical pizzeria exists in his town, but then in this movie we're told that like another one exists like just across the way. Like this other like parent location. I'm like, so like clearly this man is like living under a rock or something. Like they are coming up with plot on the spot without thinking about how it could potentially, you know, backfire on them.
I agree with you on that. What they did was they tried to condense the entire lore, because like Five Nights at Freddy's in the games, it's like a franchise. There's other locations, there's sister locations, or stuff like that. But they can't obviously be like, I forget her name, the little girl, gets on her bike and drives to the next town over. Like, they just kind of pretend, you know what I mean? So I do agree with you that a lot of that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, or like happens to find a radio, and that's basically the only reason this whole plot starts up again is because they let her go back to that place. She takes a radio, and like somehow through unexplained reasons, the creatures can communicate through this random old piece of crap radio that somehow still works after sitting in a decrepit Chuck E. Cheese ripoff for 35 years. Like
it's I mean, magic.
Well, right, and you know what? That's probably getting a little too nitpicky, and that's fine. But generally, when you have sequels to films, you could go one of two ways, right? You can really justify its existence by developing the characters more, putting them in dire situations, and seeing how that builds upon them as a character. Or you can do what Five Nights at Freddy's 2 did, and basically just rehash a lot of the main elements of the first, don't do anything when it comes to character development, and just jam in a bunch of, hey, gotcha moments for fans. Like, it's just the cheapest and laziest forms of sequels, and it frustrates me to no end that this movie is making a crap ton of money, because people should vote and convey quality with their dollars, and so often that just doesn't happen because there's so many great movies every year that bomb at the box office because they're maybe not the tentpole cinemas that like your avatars are, and then there's Five Nights at Freddy's, who is working off a convincible IP and basically makes money by closing its eyes and saying, now, please. Like,
I think to me, this fight will never come to a close because, like, I do know the lore. So these things that you don't understand and don't make sense to you totally make sense in my head. Like, there is not one thing in the movie that I'm like, oh, that didn't make sense, because I understand what they were trying to say. And that's why I keep saying, like, this really isn't a movie made for us. It's made for the people that watched what the games were about. And there's no other way that I can say that. And whether I agree with you or disagree that makes a movie good or bad, it's just we won't talk the same language because I've got 24 hours of knowledge and you don't have that 24 hours of knowledge.
And my argument is that is not what makes a good movie. Like, whether you like it or not, movies are a business, right? You need to make something that is going to put the most butts in seats as humanly possible. But I wish.
I never once said that this was a good movie. I said that I liked this movie, and I said I liked this movie better than the first one. In the same way that some of my favorite movies are Stay Alive, Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan. Like, I love bad movies, dude.
All movies. Hold on. First off, those movies have way more of a soul than anything in the Five Nights at Freddy's movies.
No, actually, Five Nights at Freddy's has like 5 souls in each of the animatronics, and I think in this one that's like 6 because we had a whole nother one, dude.
Yeah. Look, there's a reason why like Stay Alive is still remembered, albeit more in a cult sense. And Friday the 13th has stood the test of time since the 1980s, and these movies will probably be lost to time.
I guarantee you, in 10, 20 years...
Stavini, nice.
Five Nights at Freddy's will become a cult movie. It will become a cult movie, I guarantee you.
Dude, it can't be a cult movie if it made freaking $500 million at the box office. That's not how cult movies work, my guy.
So wait, you're arguing that it's just a good movie?
No, I'm arguing it's a bad movie that's making a crap ton of money. That's my argument.
Whatever your argument is, they're still going to make a Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and we're still going to go see it.
I know, and I'm still going to go see it, because I need to somehow find a way to convince people to stop giving these crappy movies their money. Just because it's got characters you like, or it's based off a video game that you played when you were 15.
Well,
I guess the better question is this the best video game movie of the year?
What else do we have?
Minecraft, Until Dawn.
Both not
sure
awesome.
Else.
Yeah.
I think Minecraft might be the best one by default, and that's really not saying a whole lot.
Yeah, I don't know. That's actually a really tough one, even for me.
Is the Mario movie coming out this year, or is that next year?
It's next
year. Next year.
What do you mean?
Oh, no,
it's like a week.
I know. It's December 19th. I'm an idiot. Happy birthday, Dad, by the way.
When does Silent Hill come out?
Next year.
Yeah, that one's next year, I believe.
I'm excited for that one. I just played Silent Hill 2. Well, Either way, I can be very happy to say... No, I'm not going to say that you won. I'm going to say that we tied, and I'm going to tell everybody the great news that Tyler's going to love. Marcus has picked up Iron Lung, so we will get to see and review Markiplier's Iron Lung when it comes out on January 30th. I've already got it on a list of movies. Everybody get excited. It is another movie based off of a video game. Movie is made by a YouTuber. Let's go. It's going to be great.
I have no clue what that is, but I will be there.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Markiplier is?
You don't know who Markiplier is?
No.
Come on, man. I'm not even that much on the internet. I know who Markiplier is.
I know dang well that you watch Game Grumps, so I know dang well you should know a Markiplier.
If we showed you his face, like, here, hold on.
Maybe.
Can I share my screen, or can only you, Ryan?
I think you can.
Here, Justin. Him.
That's not who I thought that was. Or is
he's
that
like
the guy who I thought that was?
He's like one of the biggest YouTube personalities, like right up there with PewDiePie.
Is he the one who does like the special effects things, or is that a different guy?
No, he's a gaming
What do you mean
channel.
special effects things?
No, he's a gaming channel. You actually see, if you look right there, Iron Lung is his movie that you were just on.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think I'm confusing him with someone else then.
Well,
there's like one guy who does like special effects and they look so realistic and stuff, but I can't think of what his
that
name
was
is.
The people that did Bring Her Back and Talk to Me. That was the Philippou brothers.
No, not those. This is a different guy. He's a single guy who does it by himself. Like I've seen him on like Corridor Crew a couple of times, but I can't think of what his name was, and that's who I thought that's that guy who that it was.
Well,
I can't think of what his name is.
I will say I'm excited. We'll get to see it. Do I have faith it's going to be a great movie? I'm not sure. I didn't really care for his series that came out, but I am impressed to see that he, I think, wrote, directed, starred, and edited this entire movie by himself for the most part.
Always willing to support when that happens, even if the movie's not good.
Yeah.
Like, So Justin, since you haven't seen the movie, I think you should be the one to weigh in on this debate between me and Ryan.
Do you plan to see the movie, Justin?
Maybe eventually.
I'll take it. That's a win for Ryan.
All right. So,
but, I mean, my favorite movie is also Night at the Roxbury, so is that really a huge win? I will literally watch any movie, if it's bad or good. I've watched The Room multiple times.
Me and Tyler.
I love that movie.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say, Tyler is talking about bad movies. Like in high school, we didn't watch Rubber and Thanksgiving and like
all movies that exist that I'm pretty sure I watched with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ryan. Here, how about we do this? How about we tell Justin when he should go see this movie
at the same time, so we don't like you.
I more meant like, yeah, our usual rating system. Do you think Justin should catch this in theaters or not at all?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's a not at all. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, we're like now. I thought you meant like, do you want to say it at the same time so that you can't be like, whoa? No, I think that you should.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I think that you should definitely see this probably when it comes to home media in some way, shape, or form, whether it's digital or physical. Or I know you love to collect steelbooks. Probably gonna get a cool steelbook. I mean, by the time this review comes out, it might be out of theaters.
If you have to see it at all, Justin, wait till Ryan inevitably spends his money on it and go over and watch it there so you don't have to give it its money.
I don't spend my money on movies anymore. I've got a whole basement of movies. I did just pick up a 30th anniversary of Pieces that I know you wanted to watch. I got the Blu-ray Collector's Edition.
I do want to see that movie,
so
yes.
I got it, so you can watch it now.
A movie that I'm sure is more spirited and character-focused than Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So
we'll see what you think. But I'm cutting that short now. We ran pretty long with this one. Lots of heated arguments.
Yep.
This is, I think, actually the last episode of the year. So have a happy holiday to everybody. And we will see you next year with more podcast, I guess. What do you guys have to say? Say goodbye to everybody?
Oh, I was about to say, before we leave, write down in the comments who won the debate. Are you Team Ryan or are you Team Correct?
Or are you Team Justin and you're indifferent and don't care either way?
Could be that. I'd rather you be Team Justin than Team Ryan.
And remember, Tyler students, it's so much more fun to make fun of him.
Can you stop talking to my students directly, please?
Never. It's like, you know, they're my crowd. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm gonna grow a fan base here.
Okay.
I mean, if you have to force it, I don't think that's much of a.
I will give signatures to anybody. Just anybody that wants my autograph, ask Mr. Wanke for it. I will give you an autograph.
I will not be giving kids your autograph. That's very weird. That's very weird. All right.
Sounds like a cult there, Charles Manson.
Can't wait.
All right, let's episode.